Welcome to the Student Late Show, a platform where we discuss relevant topics, social issues, thought-provoking discussions, and more. Right now we're situated in Carricklang. We're here at the ESN Masquerade Ball, so we're going to have a special edition of the Student Late Show. So let's get into the first topic, which is the aesthetics of the events right now. What type of decorations do you normally do for events, Norman?
Well, I do all kinds of events, from very small to very big. With small you can think of just helium balloons for a wedding or something like that. And bigger things is what I did like here, like making masks or photo booths. But sometimes we do bigger projects, then we work together. We have a group of 8 or 9 people in Holland. Yeah. We work constantly together on big projects, and then you have to think about the big festivals, not only in Holland but all over the world. And then you have to think really big. Last year we did a contest for Guinness Book of Records. Yeah. And we built the biggest city out of balloons, and we used 350,000 balloons. So that's the biggest thing you can think of. So everything ranging from very small to very big. So
how did you get the passion, or where did you first hear about this?
Well, it's a really weird story. I started studying in NHTV, and I met a guy who worked with balloons. And the simple thing was he had too much gigs for himself. So he asked me to help him for one big one. And I liked to do it. And then he asked me, will you do more? And I said, of course, no problem. So that's in 2003. And I started doing that, and I kept on going. And then more and more people asked me to do things. And that's the nice thing about this. You learn by people asking you for new things.
Yes.
So that's nice.
And what's the importance of having such decorations at events?
Well, first of all, it's personal for the organizer. What do you want to achieve for your visitors? Yeah. But it's also a method to be diverse, to be something else than everything. In Holland you have lots and lots of events. Mm-hmm.
And is it popular, the balloon decorations in the Netherlands?
Yes. Well, actually, it is still coming up for the big festivals. In Germany, for example, it's a lot more common. So sometimes they ask us in Berlin or even above that to come for one event. Mm-hmm. But then what's more popular there for the big events is moving objects. So really interaction with the visitors. For example, what we do, we make costumes that you can wear. Either you're in it, like this year I was a crocodile or a unicorn. So I'm standing in a suit and I'm walking around and people can interact with me. We also do that on stilts, so you have higher up until 6-7 meters high. And then we have we call it floaters. We attach them to our body, and they float on top of us, so it's like they're floating on the people.
So it's like an experience.
Yeah, we try to do that a lot. Yeah. Also with if I make, for example, the decoration I made now, I'm always thinking about how people can experience more than just looking at it. Yeah. So if you can provoke a discussion among each other, or what's the nice thing, if you have a big decor what you can walk around with, that's so nice to do. And it's really something different because anything you can make out of balloons. Yeah. So I go, if a festival comes to me, if I want something, then I said, all right, what do you want to achieve? And I make something that achieves that goal.
So you can actually make a living from this, in this industry.
Yeah. There's I don't think it's a very big group in Holland that lives basically on balloons. Yeah. Me, for example, I have some small other projects that I do. But the main thing, so like 80% of my income is balloons. Yeah. But not only decorations, I also do performances. Okay. So that could be a kids party or a festival or an opening of an event. Mm-hmm. And then I go around with the balloons. I make all kinds of whatever you can think of I make. So for example, Elmo or doggies, whatever you want, and I make it. So that's the other thing that I do, and I also give workshops.
What's the most meaningful thing that you ever did? Say for instance for the workshop or for a festival?
Well, for the decoration, lots of people come to me if I want to do something for free, for a good cause. And I had some issues with that because if you say yes to everything, yes, then your whole life is built up and your whole year is built up with things but you don't earn money. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to choose some projects and I'm going to do it like that for that event. So every year I go to an elderly home in Breda, and if I have gigs, I always get more balloons than I need because sometimes they break. So everything that I have left, I make a design for them. So last year I made a big entrance hall, gateway, and I gave everyone that was there, it was 350 people, I made a balloon flower for them in advance and I gave it to everyone. So I try to do everything, every year something there, and I do that now for 13 years. And people still recognize me every year. They tell me that the last year that they got something, that they kept it for months in their home, in their apartment. So that's really nice to do.
And how does that touch you, knowing that someone keeps these presents for like so long? What does it bring you? Does it bring you joy?
It brings me a lot of joy, and it also brings me. Sometimes it's a difficult job because it takes a lot of hours. For example, what I did here, I started out yesterday, and today I work alone in this big hall. I'm alone, and today I had some help, but sometimes it's very lonely, and you don't see the end result.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm not here. I just make it. I go away, and I don't enjoy it. So this is a way that I can hear what people really thought about it. And that's also nice if you walk around on festivals with your decorations, that people react, and that's so nice. If you can make people happy and they share it with you, people are so much more open to everything. I had the most nice discussion with people I don't know because I had a balloon in my hand, so that's nice.
And once again, we're here at the Masquerade Ball organized by ESN. There's fashion, there's music, there's also food. So what I would like to ask you, Genevieve, is how important food is to people, not only by giving us protein and vitamins, but what else?
Well, to me, food satisfies one. So I would like a big juicy burger right now, and that would satisfy me. But it also has a social aspect. Food brings people together from different cultures, from wherever, whenever, because food is there.
Yes.
That's.
And where did this love or passion came for cooking?
Well, from young, I always used to run into the kitchen when my mom would cook and help her and cook.
What kind of food you
Well, my mom she's Indian from Surname, so she would always make Surinamese kind of food. My father is Creole, and so my mom learned that from her mom-in-law, how to prepare, just the different type of dishes that there is in Suriname. And I took it over from her. She had a restaurant. I would help her there. And once in Holland, I decided to, not decided, but a lot of my friends would come and ask me, how do you make curry chicken? And how do you make stew chicken? And it just became so much, so I decided to make a video. And I was like, hey, what if I air this video on YouTube? Then I can help the rest of the world, So
that's your goal right now. You want to help the rest of the world how to cook these traditional...
Yes, basically, because a lot of people crave the food or they feel for it, but they don't know how to cook it. And if I can provide that tool for them, like, hey, here's the information, here's how you cook it, here's the recipe, they can make it on their own, So, yeah.
So talking about food, there's this rise with veganism and vegetarianism. Sorry for my mispronunciation. Could you explain to me what is exactly healthy eating?
To me, healthy eating is, once you look at your portions and what you eat, so the good amount of veggies, the good amount of carbs, the good fats, the healthy fats, and not just Burger King and McDonald's, that to me is healthy eating. And I did see What the Health, where they show that meat is very bad for the body.
Okay, could you elaborate why?
Well, it's difficult to break down, and let's see. Yeah, that it's difficult to break down. So, and also all the diseases and whatnot that a person can get from eating meat. I personally would like to become a vegetarian or a vegan, but I just love meat, and it's very difficult. So I'm sorry, but I try to eat healthy, but it's also difficult, especially on stressful days. You just want a pizza or Burger King or something like that. But healthy eating is once you have your veggies, good source of protein, and your carbs, and then proportion to your body type. That's what I think is healthy eating.
What do you think about having diverse food in the Netherlands? How important is that?
I think it's very important for the people here because, like I said before, food brings people together, but diverse cuisines in the Netherlands brings people together from different cultures. So we learn people from different cultures. We learn about their culture, their food, and it just broadens the mind, I find. So I find it's very important to have that in the Netherlands, to have this multicultural environment for, for each other.
And I'm going to ask this question to all of you. Where in the world can you find the best food?
Suriname. Hello.
Suriname?
You know why I say Suriname is because, not because I'm from there, but Suriname just has so many different cultures in one country, like Javanese, Creole, Indian, Chinese, like all those things, and you can find all of that there. Like you don't need to go to China to get a Chinese dish, or you don't need to go to Indonesia to get a Javanese dish, because it's all there, and that's why I said it's the best food. But I believe all over the world has the best food. It's just you need to find that place, and I hope to one day just fly to different places to just taste all the different kind of food. Yeah, that's my dream, my wish.
And what about you guys?
Like I would say Chinese, personally.
Chinese food?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
So China is a big thing in my family history. My grandparents used to live there. My dad used to live there. So in my family,
So you
there's
have
like
Chinese in your blood?
no. I'm fully Hungarian.
Okay.
But it's just in our like family culture, and even back to my grandma's parents, they all knew some Chinese dishes and they all lived in China, so it's very authentic. And every time we get together for Christmas, it's not like the typical heavy Hungarian food, but some Chinese dishes. And yeah, personally I really like it.
Yeah, it's nice. What about you?
Well, for me, my mother is also from Suriname, so I know a lot of food from there. But if I have to choose, I'm going for South African because because I went there for 4 weeks, and my wife did her internship there, and we love the food there. It's also very diverse, also a lot of cultural food there. So I think I will go for them. Yeah.
What do you think? Which traditional plate from the Caribbean the Dutch people need to try?
All. No.
But if you have to choose one.
Okay. I'm gonna put a plate together. I would say the typical rice and peas with potato salad and stew oxtail with a fried red snapper and barbecue chicken and ribs and plantain.
That's a lot.
And Johnny cake.
Johnny cake, yes.
Cake somewhere there.
Could you explain what is a Johnny cake? Because that's one of the best dishes ever in the Caribbean.
No, I tell people Johnny cake is like a sweet. Well, I like to put sugar in my Johnny cake because I like that sweetness when you put a cheese to it. But it's like a bread, a round bread. I would say a bun bread, and we eat it with saltfish, with ham and cheese. We stuff it sometimes. So, yeah, that's a Johnny cake. It's really good.
All right. And since we're here at Kerkplein and this is hosted by ESN, the Masquerade Ball, we have a special guest here, which is Vicky. And I want to ask you, what is ESN?
Okay, so yes. So ESN, a Europe-wide organization, and it's kind of a side branch of the Erasmus program, the exchange program. So originally its purpose is to help out exchange students wherever they are in the world and just create this common ground. So you can come from Budapest to Madrid or to Barcelona to Rotterdam, and you have ESN, and you have this base which is just for you. And here at ESN Breda, we're also focusing on just international students in general. We have some airport pickup services, we have a buddy program that helps them a lot, and what we do all around the year is organizing events such as this one. Well, this is a bit special because it's the biggest one. Yeah.
And what's your goal here at ESN?
So we're still quite a young organization, ESN Breda, and we're constantly improving, kind of building up. But our main goal is that all exchange and all international students feel welcomed here, get integrated to this community, and basically just evolve their exchange experience. Yeah.
And why is it worth it to join ESN?
Okay, so what I think personally is very special about it is that it creates this community. And if you're a student at NHTV, for example, you study a lot about creating communities and bringing people together. And it all sounds very theoretical.
Yes.
But here at ESM, you really feel it. You know, we have several platforms where we communicate, and someone can just say, "Oh, hi, I'm going here. Who wants to join me?" And there will be people joining, and it doesn't matter if they met before. And just after a few events, after a few outings, we already formed this community, and anyone can be part of it.
So you cater to international students, Dutch students.
There is this misconception sometimes that we're only for exchange students. No, we're also for international and also for Dutch students, because we think that if you want to feel home in the Netherlands, then of course you need to mingle with the Dutch people, you know, like get everyone together. And yeah, we're open for everyone, and I think our biggest goal right now is to reach more students to bring into our community. And
I also think it's good for your network, because I finished my school in 2009. I still work together with people that I met here at NHTV. So it's so important, especially when you're starting. I started out for myself, but if you start working in a company, it's so good that you can communicate with people that know you from the same background, from same school. You can help each other out, so it's very good to get to know each other better than just in the college seats.
Exactly. And what sort of activities can these students partake in when they come to ESM?
so we organize a lot of parties like this one, usually smaller ones. We organize a lot of just social games. Every semester we have trips. So in the beginning of the year we have a Netherlands trip, so we can show them the whole Netherlands. So sometimes we touch Amsterdam and Rotterdam or The Hague, so just take them around. And we also organize international trips together with maybe other ESN sections like ESN Maastricht, or there was a few weeks ago this huge trip to Prague, which was organized by ESN Netherlands, and all ESN sections joined, and there were like 1,100.
How was that experience?
Oh, I wasn't there, unfortunately.
Oh, you wasn't there, okay.
No, but I think it's also a very great aspect of ESN that we have these events that really brings people together that wouldn't meet otherwise, you know. And we just bring everyone together, put them on a bus, and take them to Prague, and they have fun for a few days, and they get to know even more people.
And what are some methods that you use for these international students to mingle with the Dutch students or integrate into the Dutch society?
I think the main one is our buddy program. So for those who don't know, it's a system for incoming students.
Yeah.
It could be exchange or international.
Yeah.
And we pair them up with a local body who can also be international, but there are a lot of Dutch students who volunteer, and they get paired up together, and they are each other's first contact, and they can have personal questions or practical questions to them. They can go to the events together, because sometimes when you're new and even there's an event, you don't want to go alone. And now you have that at least one person who can bring you into a group, you know. And and all our events basically with Dutch and international students.
Can you guys give tips on how to integrate into the Dutch society? Like,
Bring food.
bring food?
I think food will help.
Yeah?
Yeah, it
It
definitely
will always
will
help. Maybe just in the place where you're situated, then just during the day walk around, and maybe just follow, not follow one person, but look where the crowd is going, where the people are going, where it's fun, and from there you can maybe during the day find out where can I eat, what is nice, what do I like, but not to talk too much about food, because I do that a lot. But you can also just try some of the local things. For example, go to a cinema or something. It's really normal, so you know it from home, but you can see the people, the movies they go, says a lot about the culture as well.
Okay.
So I think you can learn a lot from there, or just go to a local pub and during the day and look there.
I would go back to the food though. We always have some events connected to food. So last year and also next semester we're gonna have a Pancake Festival. So for last year we went to one of our partners, Coffee Bar Sowieso, and they made us really nice pancakes, and we were just talking. It was maximum 20 people, so it was very social. Afterwards, someone just brought cards and we just started playing cards, so it was very nice. And next semester is gonna be more like going to someone's house and cooking together, maybe also showing the different type of pancakes from around the world, because I know in Hungary we do differently than in here.
Yeah. And can you guys paint the picture for me? What's a student life here in the Netherlands?
For me, it's years ago, so it's a lot changed.
But yeah, when you were a student or even right now, what's the difference?
I know a difference from when I studied. I had a long period of studying and working in between. So I started out in '99 and I finished in 2009. So I had a long time to adjust to being a student. But then it was much easier to get money to get loans than it is now. So the pressure on students is much higher now to perform in a short time. On one hand it's good, on the other hand it's not good. For me, for example, I started working while I was studying and I did my internship at a company, and then after my internship I worked there for a year on a project in Australia, and then I went back to school. And nowadays that's much more harder, so I had something to show on my curriculum vitae before I finished, and now I think it's more like you have to do the study and then you build up your career. So that's a little bit different.
You can't juggle work and study at the same time.
Although, yeah, I think NHTV does it well, because I'm in my third year now, so I'm gonna soon start my internship. So it's basically work, and then the next year I'm gonna do my thesis also for a real company. And I think that's an aspect that I really like about this kind of study, that we meet real clients and we work on real projects. And it gives you a bit of a feel of the real life. Although I don't know yet if it's right or not.
Talking about universities, why do you think international students gravitate towards Breda? Why is it so attractive for international people to come to the Netherlands to study?
I think for one thing that internationally schools are good in Holland, I think. So I think worldwide they see Holland as one of the countries which is pretty good. And I think we're more used to, we have some problems with other cultures, but we're more used to more culture than a lot of other countries.
Really?
I think so too. Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
What he said, that we have really good schools here, especially like in TU Delft. I don't know if you know, yeah, in Delft they have those universities where a lot of people from abroad come just to go to attend that school or that university. And I also think that study financing has a big role, and also the prices, because if you have to, for example, look at the prices and like for the fees for the school fee in the States and the school fee here, it's like such a big difference. Who wants to pay 50,000 to do a course while you can pay 4,000 here? You know, that's definitely one thing I think. I mean, that's for everyone, not just international students. And yeah, the good schools. So.
Okay. And moving on to the last topic right now, in the Netherlands, music is really big, especially with DJs. Could you guys tell me, what is the traditional Dutch sound? Can anyone answer that question? Yeah. Is it techno? Is it hip hop? Is it house?
I just think about carnival music.
Carnival music, okay.
I think it's a mix of both. Like they tend to now mix hip hop and techno together, and that would sound amazing because you know you have those two in one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, I don't know, I can't pinpoint one, but yeah.
I think if you look at what we're known about in other countries, it's DJs, and in the 90s it was the dance acts, like Too Limited and so. So I think we have internationally some big names, and we had them since the 70s because we had Golden Earring that was also worldwide, and Shocking Blue, but that's really old. So typical Dutch, you have so many styles. If you look. It's, for example, the carnival is only in the south of Holland. In the north of Holland, it's not an issue like this. So it's so diverse. I think that's
It's
the nice
very
thing in Holland.
diverse now.
You have all the styles,
Yeah.
and
Especially those, how do you call it? Those artists that are in now, like Boof and Jonna Fraser and those things. The music is so good. It's like for everyone. So
Do you think that music can impact culture? And has it impacted culture here in the Netherlands? In what way?
you have a Dutch guy saying "fawaka."
What is that?
Like "fawaka" means hello, what's up?
In what
In
language?
Surinamese,
Oh,
you know. So it's
okay.
like we tend to use
Fawaka.
"fawaka." We tend to use languages from different cultures because it's just cool, or it's in, or you heard it in a song, you know.
Yes, it's the same what happened with doekoe. Everyone knows the word
Everyone
doekoe, it's
says
money,
doekoe.
but that's from Suriname. In the
Duku
90s.
is from Suriname, I thought it was from Africa.
Yes,
Duku is also
that's so similar.
also African. What does it mean?
I thought, I don't know, I don't know.
No,
I don't know if it's.
Oh, wow,
They use
okay.
a lot of Surinamese terms. I noticed some Papiamento terms too, but I find mostly Surinamese terms.
Do you think music can be used to bring people together?
Definitely, just like food. Have some music, have some food, drinks. You're good. You're good. You bring all the universities together, and your balloons.
And what do you think, which music scene is really popular right now in the Netherlands?
In Breda,
In Breda or in your city or?
I have no idea actually. I tend to listen to the same kind of music, so that hip hop, soca, dancehall kind of music. So I'm not really open to. I am open to new music, but I listen to the same kind of music. But I also like I said, the mixtures of techno and hip hop together, or techno and some Afrobeat together. Those are really cool things. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think there is a very great variety of music, and what I really like here is Dutch people take it seriously, you know, and they take music seriously, they take art seriously, leisure time. I study event management, so I know that it's something that here is taken seriously, you know. So that's what I really like, and they are also very experimental, and there's a stage for everything, and at one point they will get liked, you know, and they get the platform to show their talents and show innovation.
So this is the last question, and what do you think that makes what sort of lifestyle here in the Netherlands stands out?
lifestyle that stands out.
What do you think it's so unique? What is the most unique lifestyle here in the Netherlands?
I would say that open, free your mind kind of lifestyle. That
Is it really that open in the Netherlands?
To me, I I think so. That's how I feel.
I think it's some weird kind of combination that you have some narrow-mindedness. I want to do my own thing, but then again, for years we had so many cultures that you can go around it, and people will use it. Yes. So even if they don't want, so there's their part, people saying we want to do it our way, but our way is an international way.
Yeah. A global way.
Yeah, of course, because you had like from Suriname. My mother came here in 1975. Had the choice when Suriname got its independence. So a lot of people came to here. From Curaçao, it's the same, but from countries as Turkey and Morocco, it's the same. From China, lots of people came here. So it's so diverse that you can walk around. But I think that's the beauty of it.
I love it. I love to see it. I love a multicultural country. I love that.
Especially as an international person, you know, like it's very important that you don't feel alone. Yeah. And I really feel like that even without ESN, I have the opportunity to meet so many international people and meet these people that go through the same, so to say, struggles. Yes. You know, like the same problems and finding the same solutions together, and it really helps, and I feel welcome.
And
I think there's one more thing. Yeah. We always forget it, but Dutch people are very good at English. Yes. At least English, and I think that helps a lot as well. Yeah. So
that's a good tip for any international student. Dutch people are really good with English.
And sorry, unlike the French. I remember I was once in Burger King and I knew this lady can speak English, at least understand me, and she would just keep speaking French. Over here, they at least try. And that's what I like, because they try to understand you, and if they can't help you, they'll get someone else to help you, you know?
They're very friendly here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, very. Yeah. And I like that about it.
Do you want to get out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go
My
first.
cooking channel,
Yes.
Cooking with Feffie. That's Feffie. I have many dishes on there. I think about 90 recipes, and it's also very diverse. So it's not only Surinamese, but it's also an Asian dish or a Jamaican dish or a Italian
Jamaican.
dish. So, yeah.
I want to taste some of that Jamaican food.
Okay. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay. And anything from ESN?
Yeah, of course, we have a Facebook account and an Instagram account that is very interactive. Both is just simply ESM Breda. And on Instagram, we're very strong on doing Instagram stories, so it's really nice to follow us and see what we're actually doing behind these scenes, you know, and how is our daily life and how we're organizing everything. So that's pretty fun. And on Facebook, anyone can just contact us through the Facebook message, and we answer within an hour. And it's most probably gonna be me who answers, so there's a face to it, and yeah, I think.
Face.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. We also have Snapchat and LinkedIn, but those aren't that regularly updated.
Well, and for me on YouTube, I have a channel.
Yes.
It's in Dutch, but it's called Balloon Professor.
Yes.
So Ballon Professor. And there I have some clips, but I'm gonna try to make more clips for parents or just grown-ups to interact with children and do something together, and it's all with balloons, but not in a way you think. So not blowing them up and making something out of it.
Something co-creative.
Yes, completely different. Also to stimulate creativity, not only with kids but also with their parents, because lots of time you can find anything you can do, but is it for you as parents doable?
Yes.
And I want to do something that you can do with your kid and you can enjoy and maybe find some new skills, not only for you, because everyone can learn, also the adults, not the children. So.
And on that note, I would like to thank all the guests for coming. I would like to also thank the audience that came as well. And goodbye and tune in next time on the next episode of the Student Late Show. I'm Nelly Blaze. See you next time.